Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of PhilsPhive. As I put in the title, it's kind of a mixed emotion this week. We were on Saturday out and having a very successful parade of homes. Big thanks to everybody that came out there to the 6 homes that we had. All the builders were really happy with the traffic that they had. It was a nice enough day, especially if you're lucky enough to be in the shade like my wife and I were at the house that we were working. And then, of course, later that day, we got the news of the horrible mass shooting that occurred in Allen, and certainly our hearts go out to all the affected families and, of course, the victims there, and certainly hoping that we'll see some change that's long overdue to prevent some of these from happening, or at least prevent the massive loss of life that we see all too often in this state and around the country. But we also had another tough bit of news, but I'll get to that at the back end of my video this week as we walk down memory lane. But for now, I'll shift gears and talk about a couple of the things that are happening with the association this week. First, we've got a certification class, actually that's next Tuesday on May 16th. It's a hybrid class. It focuses on new home sales professionals. It's required for the certified sales professional certification, and it's just a good old sales class taught by Tim Lansford, who's one of the best in the business related to that. A big thanks to Structure Home Warranty for being the title partner, and you can register for that at dallasbuilders.com. Next Wednesday, May 17th, we have a Young Professionals Bowling Tournament. This will be an exciting one at Bolera in Addison. You can register as an individual or a 5-person team. The benefits of this go to the Collin College Excellence Fund, which helps students in need at the construction management program get through and finish their education and move into our industry. So it's a great cause. Should be a great time there. On the next day, May 18th, we have the Metro East Division. They've got a luncheon, and that kind of sticking with our theme here, we'll have Professor Debbie Fuller from the Collin College Technical Campus, and she's going to be talking about interior design trends, and you can register for that at dallasbuilders.org. Kind of sticking with the Metro East theme here, they, for many years, in fact, this will be their 18th year, have been the impetus for an event called Cars for CASA, which is going to be occurring on Sunday, May 21st. This is over at the Rockwall Courthouse. It's a new location for them, but the benefits of that go to Lone Star court-appointed special advocates, which help put an advocate in the corner of neglected and abused children, and it's obviously a great cause and a great organization that empowers kids that are having a really rough time and are having to encounter the legal system, unfortunately due to family situations in most cases. And they've raised, Metro East and Cars for CASA have raised just shy of $700,000 to date on that event. They'll certainly surpass that threshold on May 21st, but it's great to see the support out there in the community. I hope you can make it. A lot of cool cars and a good time for a good cause. You can go to dallasbuilders.org and get some details on how to participate in that. And then, as I kind of mentioned at the outset, just in my walk down memory lane, I've been, I know the last 2 times I've talked about the different partnerships that we've formed, and I was kind of thinking about what to get to this week. Well, there's only one person to get to this week. Unfortunately, on Sunday, I heard of the passing of past President Joe Chamberlain. Joe was our 70th president in 2013 and the first president that I got to work for through a full term as executive officer. And Joe is a special guy. First, I called him on Thursday, just a few days before he passed away. I'm not sure what compelled me to do it. I'm so very glad that I did, but I told Joe, and this is absolutely true, that there are a few presidents in the nearly 80-year history of this association that you can point to and say they served at a defining moment within the organization when we were at a fork in the road. In this case, it was a lot of struggles coming out of the Great Recession and trying to put the association back on a firm financial and leadership footing. It was a tough time that I know I personally came into transitioning into the executive officer role, And a lot of that uncertainty was settled by Joe's cool, calm, collected demeanor, and that was forged in the worst of circumstances. Joe saw the worst of the Vietnam War. He had served over there, lost a lot of his comrades. In fact, that year, he and his wife Kay, I took him to the Vietnam Memorial, and just seeing their interaction with the names on the wall, who those names included Kay's brother, who was killed over there too. It brought that war to life, and it got me to really put a lot of things in perspective in terms of the service that Joe and so many others had over there, and the loss that he and Kay experienced, and of course hundreds of thousands of other American families. But Joe took that experience and he leveraged it into several decades of successful business, not just in the home building industry. He was in telecom business. It seemed like everything that he did, he succeeded at because he just had that drive and he had that will. But he also gave back. He served as a council member in the city of Heath. He was on the Planning and Zoning Commission, donated land for parks there, for schools there. He even told me on Thursday that they're working on a house in Puerto Rico that will have a farm that'll serve some of the residents in the local community and make sure that they're fed through the church. So it was just a truly great man. Being able to know Joe, being able to get to know his family as well, specifically his son Chip and his wife Kay, who my heart goes out to. I really feel for their loss, and I hope that the peace and comfort that I know Joe now feels in heaven, I just hope that reaches out and embraces them in their time of loss. And we'll have some information coming up on Joe's memorial service and a lot more in addition to the article that we already posted about his life as we prepare to celebrate it. And I'm just eternally, personally grateful for the mark that he made in it and the ability to get to know him over the years. So with that, I'll before I get too emotional on you, I'll sign off and look forward to talking to you next week. Thanks for tuning in.